You're watching Newsnight on eNCA. Now, the darker side of the holiday season is often the road fatalities, and it's no different this year. Gauteng Traffic Police urging motorists to drive with caution following several fatal crashes. Traffic is expected to increase as people make their way to holiday destinations from Gauteng. Now, the worrying news, at least 80 pedestrians have already died on Gauteng's roads. Let's chat with the Gauteng Traffic Police Spokesperson, Sello Maremane. Sello, thanks indeed for talking to us. I mean, road fatalities are sad enough, but I would imagine it's always disheartening to see, so many road fatalities that involve pedestrians. Why does that happen so often?
I couldn't hear you properly, but the little that I was able to hear, you are asking me about the condition of the road, if that is the case. Let me first indicate that our major roads, our national roads, such as your N1 freeway from Pretoria to Polokwane, your N3 from Johannesburg to Durban, as well as the N4 from Pretoria to Mpumalanga, have recorded high traffic volumes. And that is why we are encountering some pedestrian accidents. The major problem that we are indeed facing is overloaded trailers on our public roads, as well as pedestrian jaywalking, because when you look at our stats, we have realized that we have got a major problem in as far as pedestrians are concerned. Some of them are just crossing the roads where it is generally unsafe to do so.
Yeah, that actually was my question. Why indeed do we see so many pedestrians being part of the road fatalities? And you've answered it there. Jaywalking is indeed a major problem, you say.
Sorry, can you just repeat the question for me?
I'm saying, as it stands, jaywalking is a big problem in Gauteng.
Well, I can say that, you see, we are having a challenge in as far as pedestrians are concerned, in the sense that some of these pedestrians, when they go to your leisure places, like, places like your taverns, like your parks, they go there and then consume alcohol, and during the night, they wear dark clothing. Now, as a result thereof, when they need to cross the road, they just cross the road anywhere, even when it is not safe for them to cross the road. They keep on crossing the road where it is not safe to do so. But our understanding is that, all the road users, we need to consider each other when we are utilizing the road. If you are a motorist and you see that there is a pedestrian, especially during this time when we are encountering, some load shedding, it's getting dark daily and some of the traffic lights are not working. So we are urging our motorists to really consider our pedestrian. And that is why we are saying road users at large must make sure that they consider each other when they utilize the public road, because there are three factors actually influencing the road safety environment itself. The first factor is the presence of the human being itself. The second one is the vehicle. The third one is the road. Now, we cannot remove the road as well as vehicles from the road. People have got to move. Statistics have got it very clearly that we've got a problem in as far as the human element is concerned. So if we can just urge our drivers to really consider our pedestrian, and we tell our pedestrian that they should wear visible clothing during the night, they must not cross our roads when it is generally unsafe to do so. Where we have got our point duty officers, such as our traffic officers controlling traffic, in cases where robots are not working, we are encouraging our pedestrian to cross where we have law enforcement officers.
Sello, it doesn't help when you have drivers speeding. Like last night, you arrested a speedster. I mean, he was caught at 238 kilometers per hour on the N14. I mean, that's a tremendous speed. How does the law respond to something like that?
We have got pockets of some people, not everyone. Like this specific case that we are talking about, overspeeding is one of the contributory factors to our road traffic crashes. This specific one that we have just caught, like last night, a person was doing 238 kilometers per hour on a 120 kilometer per hour zone. Now, these are the type of behavior that we abhor as law enforcement agency. That is why we are not even issuing citation, because remember, The moment you drive a vehicle in such high speed, you are actually endangering the lives of other road users in your presence. And that is why this person has been put behind bars. By the way, I must just tell the viewers at home that this person can just get direct imprisonment without the option of a fine up to a maximum of 7 years right in jail. Now, this is the type of behavior that we do not want. We know that the general prescribed speed limits are there. In an urban area, 60 kilometers per hour. Outside urban area on a freeway, 120 kilometers per hour. Unfortunately, we do come across those who are taking their chances, and as a result thereof, something could have just happened.
Yeah. Sello, have you already started seeing alcohol-related deaths on the roads?
Say that again?
Have you already started seeing alcohol-related deaths on the roads? And have you arrested people consuming alcohol? How bad is the situation this year?
Well, to be honest with you, the number of crashes that we have encountered as a result of driving under the influence are very low compared to the other years as well, even though we know very well that losing one person is just too many for us. This is merely because we think we are having a number of drunken driving operations that we are running as a law enforcement agency around Gauteng. Even our traffic officers, some of them we are deploying them at taverns and shebings just to go and sensitize the people that, you know what, if you feel that you have had enough alcohol, just get your brother or someone else to come and remove you. So the number of operations that we have had this year, when we compared it with last year, they are fairly very low. And this is simply because of the number of drunken driving operations that we are conducting as a law enforcement agency. The major problem that we are facing, though, is our pedestrian. If we can win the battle of pedestrian, we should be able to arrest the situation so that everyone can arrive alive.
All right, and just finally, before I let you go, I certainly hope you can still hear me clearly. For those traveling out of Gauteng, I mean, where are the danger points on the roads this season? I think you started off by telling me that.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
I'm saying, where are the risky areas for those traveling out of Gauteng? Which parts of the roads are danger points?
Well, I wouldn't be able to mention that, we have got heightened law enforcement operation alongside the road. But generally, because of the challenge of load shedding, and in some cases, the road infrastructure is not so well. I'm just appealing to our road users at large to make sure that they obey all the traffic rules, and they are looking out for things like potholes on the road. But we don't have some hotspots where I can say if they are traveling on this specific road, this is what they should look out for. If they can just obey all the road traffic rules, we should be able to contain the situation. When it is raining, for an example, we are encouraging them to switch on their headlights so that visibility can be enhanced. They should make sure that when it is raining, their wiper blades are working. They must not overspeed. Those are the type of things, it's just general information that we are giving to our travelers to ensure that everyone else arrives safe. But we do not have hotspot per se that where I can say to them, when they are traveling, they need to look out for such road and this road. We have manned all the road properly, and we are requiring road users at large, be it a pedestrian, be it a drivers, be it a passenger. We need to interact with the road accordingly.
All right, we'll leave it there. Sello Maremane from the Gauteng Traffic Department. Thanks very much indeed.
Thank you so much
for talking to us.